LEGO video games are home to an abundance of references, Easter eggs, crossovers, and so much more that help bridge the gap between otherwise unrelated franchises. And this lead goes a lot deeper than I think most people realize. However, there are a few games in the series that don't quite fit in with the rest, leaving the overall universe feeling a bit disconnected. In this video, I'm going to attempt to fix that by diving as deep as I can into the hidden and unintentional lore of these games, and what binds them all together. As a side note, we're going to be ignoring the obvious each game takes place in a kid's imagination or room idea. Instead, we'll be exclusively examining in-game connections and lines that don't delve that far into meta theory. Starting out, I think it's important that we lay the groundwork for all of the games that are explicitly bound together, beginning with the obvious LEGO Dimensions. Before that, though, it takes a lot of time to plan out and make videos like these, and when I'm sitting down at my computer playing games meant for 10-year-olds for hours on end, it can sometimes feel like I'm losing my mental edge. But thanks to the sponsor of today's video, I don't have to feel that way. Brilliant.org is an online learning program specializing in many different kinds of courses, all the way up to college-level material. With new content being added monthly, it manages to strike the perfect balance of hands-on interactivity while still getting that core message over to you. As someone who didn't do too well in math in high school and college, I've been taking Brilliant's course Calculus in a nutshell, and it's honestly been super helpful. I feel like I've learned more in my last 3 months of using Brilliant than I did in my entire senior year. If you're looking for a stress-free way to learn new skills or even become an expert in old ones, then go to brilliant.org/BD1P to get started. The first 200 of you to click my link or use my code will get 20% off an annual premium subscription, and it really helps out the channel. Thanks to Brilliant for sponsoring this video. LEGO Dimensions is the game that really makes a lot of this possible. The main campaign of the game is all about merging some of the most popular franchises together, then taking that even further by including extra character and level packs throughout the game's lifespan. Finding all the games that tie into Dimensions will be the easiest, but also the most tedious thing we do in this video. Holding off on the extra packs for right now, LEGO Dimensions bridges the gap between LEGO Batman, the LEGO Movie, Lord of the Rings, and Ninjago, as they're all part of the game's main storyline. Because of the LEGO Batman movie being connected to the LEGO Movie as seen via the opening cutscene, we can start to include the Harry Potter series in our web as well, as Voldemort appears as a central villain in the LEGO Batman movie and subsequent Dimensions pack. This lets us draw another line to Lord of the Rings because Sauron also makes an appearance as a big bad. The shark from Jaws, which yes, is also an antagonist in the LEGO Batman movie, is again referenced in LEGO Jurassic World, but that is far from the only connection to Dimensions. The ending cutscene of Jurassic World shows a little bit of Lord Vortex tech being dug up on Earth, which definitively ties the two games together. Not to mention, both Jurassic World and Harry Potter eventually got dedicated Dimension character packs, which gives us even more lines to draw. Despite all of that, we still have one more franchise we can connect directly to LEGO Dimensions. In Dimensions' main campaign, you get to team up with Doctor Who uses the TARDIS to help you travel between space and time. Unfortunately, this also means you have to interact with his enemies, the Weeping Angels and the Daleks. To summarize what I've already talked about before in my LEGO Batman timeline video, after the events of LEGO Dimensions, not everything went back to normal. Weeping Angels were seen in Gotham City, interdimensional tech was found on Earth, etc., etc. But one of the most interesting things to me was the TARDIS appearing in the background of Level 7 in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes, showing that Batman isn't the only universe directly affected by all this space-time travel. After drawing a line from superheroes to Dimensions, we can then link Marvel's Avengers by extension, since they are part of the same inner franchise and have had numerous characters cross over between themselves. Before moving on to any brand new franchises, let's keep going with this LEGO Marvel train. Since the start of this video, I've been connecting every game with a green line, because they're either explicitly connected through some kind of physical means, or strongly implied to be in the same universe. But we're going to be pulling out the yellow line for a bit, since these next few games are sort of enigmatic. The yellow line will be reserved for connections that may be vague in what their meaning is, but still imply some kind of overlap, even if it is small. The first of these games being LEGO City Undercover. While there are a ton of pop culture references scattered throughout LCU, there's one angle I'd like to focus in on: the Nintendo collaboration. In the Wii U and Switch release of LCU, there are an abundance of direct references to the Mario franchise, from enemies to superstars and even Mario's hat. This was done because LCU was at the time a Wii U exclusive. Anyways, we can draw a yellow line from LCU to LEGO Marvel's Superheroes, because of this line from the Human Torch, where he says that the Rainbow Road makes him want to race. Which implies that at the very least, the Mario IP is a video game in the LEGO Marvel dimension.
Something about that big rainbow road. Looking at it, I just feel like I want to race!
On that same train of thought, this would also link the Incredibles to superheroes as a result of this line from Mr. Fantastic, which once again implies that the Incredibles are a movie in the Marvel universe.
I saw this in a movie once.
Brace yourselves!
But from here, the connections slow down quite a bit. Yeah, we can easily link LEGO Star Wars and Indiana Jones together, but tying them in with anything else on this list is a bit of a struggle, which is why we need to dive a bit deeper into theory. You could use my LEGO Iceberg entry to draw a yellow line between Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, since there is the second breakfast mission referencing the actor who appeared in both franchises, but this isn't enough for me, not even close. Which is why I'm gonna propose a new theory: the bonus level theory. When I say bonus levels, I want to make it clear that I'm not referring to every single bonus level in LEGO, but rather the ones that are separate from the main story. Things like Ancient City, Newtown, or Wayne Manor. Not stuff like the Brick Apple or Middle-earth. I want to show that these green baseplate levels were intended to have a shared continuity, a little universe within their own. If we were to look at the first 3 bonus levels in chronological order, we would have LEGO Star Wars' LEGO City and Newtown, accompanied by LEGO Indiana Jones' Ancient City. Real quick, if you're as big of a fan as I am of LEGO Indy, make sure you check out last week's video, where I detailed the entire history of LEGO Indiana Jones speedrunning. It's a long one, but it's definitely worth the watch. Anyways, when you first enter LEGO City, the opening crawl is different depending on if you're playing the Complete Saga version or the LEGO Star Wars 1 version, but they tell the same story. The drama in the Skywalker family sends turmoil throughout the Force, but despite that, and I quote, "A new world awakens." What could this world be? In my opinion, this new world is Earth. The opening crawl states that this world is very, very far away. In fact, it's in a galaxy far, far away, the same distance as the Milky Way to wherever Star Wars takes place. We can also see that this new world has a much different infrastructure from what we're used to seeing in Star Wars, with Newtown being home to churches, basketball courts, traditional boats, ranch-styled homes, etc., etc. We also know that this new world isn't taking place much longer after the fall of the Empire, as stormtroopers still take up residence here. As far as I know, we don't see any basketball courts in LEGO Star Wars, and we certainly don't see many Catholic-styled churches, as similar as Liam Neeson may look to Jesus. These are things only seen on Earth. Maybe these civilizations collapsed due to the player destroying them for a million studs. The name Newtown does make you think that there had to be something there before it, implying that this new town was built after you destroyed its predecessor, LEGO City. Maybe then the player destroys the new town, and after a long time passes, it becomes a ruined city, an ancient city. And this lines up pretty well. While this city may have succumbed to time, it hardly feels ancient. It has a train station, gas-powered minecarts, motorcycles, an oil rig, a juicer, the whole 9 yards. But that's not all. Underneath this Stonehenge model lies a crashed spaceship, which could explain how the aliens and other Star Wars characters got here in the first place. Against the back wall as well is a Catholic-styled temple, much like the church we previously saw in Newtown. You also get to build a weird-looking flying machine with the pieces found buried underneath some plants, which is nearly identical to what you do in LEGO City with the Wookiee vehicle. Regardless of their intentions, there are a lot of similarities between these 3 levels. So if this is LEGO Indiana Jones's Earth, then this definitely strengthens the ties between the 2 franchises. But what about connecting it to the rest of the series? Some of you may think I'm going to try and tie this to LEGO Batman's Wayne Manor, and sure, while you could make a case for that based on the aesthetics of the level, I'm not. I'm actually going to tie it to LEGO Harry Potter. LEGO Indiana Jones 2 is a retelling of the first game, just in a new context, similar to how the Skywalker saga is to the complete saga. And what do we see present in only LEGO Indiana Jones 2 and Harry Potter years 1 through 4? The stage builder. And what do both of these games' stage building modes have in common? One shared character. Traveler's Tale Man. Yeah, that's his official name. One of the only characters in the entire series who can just create LEGO pieces out of thin air, being able to create elaborate levels with just a few actions. All of the green plate bonus levels match the aesthetic of levels he's able to create in the stage builder. So why wouldn't he be responsible for LEGO City, Newtown, Ancient City, or even Wayne Manor? Hell, even the more recent levels that use that same aesthetic, like LEGO Marvel's The Brick Apple or the one found in LEGO Incredibles. These could all be his work. He ties nearly the whole franchise together. And if we did choose to dive more into meta theory, you could say that this stage builder mode is the imagination of a kid playing with Legos. An escape from the already predetermined story the characters are meant to play out. If each game's main story is what happens when a kid builds a LEGO set brick by brick with instructions, then the bonus stages, detached from whatever is happening in the main continuity, is when that same kid takes those minifigures out of their native sets and into whatever custom scene that kid has built. Who really knows? Though we still have one more thing to talk about. As a few of you may have noticed, I wasn't able to find any way to fit LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean into our big connected web. I couldn't find any references to other games, no LEGO-themed bonus stage, nothing. Maybe somebody in the comments is smarter than me, but I'm at a loss. With the rumor of TT Games' next big LEGO game being Disney-themed, there might be a small nod to Pirates included, but we'll have to hold our breath until then. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, and leave a comment down below about what you thought about LEGO's brief stint at a stage creator. Do you want it to return, or is it not worth the effort? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.